So, as we heard before, this beach is a very important beach for turtle nesting in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has 5 species of marine turtles that nest on our beaches. There are 7 marine turtle species in the world. Out of that, 5 of them nest in Sri Lanka. These are the green sea turtle, the olive ridley sea turtle, the hawksbill turtle, the loggerhead turtle, and the leatherback turtle. All of these species are considered threatened or endangered in the IUCN Red List of Protected Species or Threatened Species. This beach mostly has green sea turtles and olive ridley turtles. Green turtles are considered endangered, and olive ridley is considered vulnerable to extinction. The hawksbill turtle also nests here, that is critically endangered, so it is one of the most threatened species of turtles. There is a leatherback turtle that nests occasionally here, but that's the rarest of the turtles that nest in Sri Lanka. It is also the largest turtle. It can grow to basically almost the size of a small old Volkswagen Beetle. More than 2 meters long and weigh over about 1,500 kilos, so 1.5 tons. So the green turtles are a bit smaller, but they can still exceed 200 kilos on full size. Olive ridley turtles are actually the smallest of the species that nest in our beaches. They're usually about 40, 50 kilos, but up to 70 kilos in weight. So they can be quite large. The primary known nesting beaches, and I say known because these are the beaches that we have the data from research. There are other parts of Sri Lanka that have had less research for, unfortunately, due to the civil war we had for many years. We've had much less data in the north and parts of the northeast. But the best known turtle nesting area is actually the southwestern coast where you are now in Ahongalla, from Koskoda, just north of you here, heading down towards Rakava, and then south and southeast towards Yala National Park and Bundala National Park. So this is the best known turtle nesting area. The leatherbacks nest more towards the southeast, but this is the main area for green turtles and olive ridley turtles. Turtles, like many other marine animals, face a lot of challenges and threats now. The primary threat for them in the ocean now is actually bycatch from fisheries. So bycatch is basically the accidental capture of animals in fisheries, so non-target species. So turtles are unfortunately entangled in fishing nets. They often drown because they're reptiles and they need to come to the surface to breathe. So they can drown, and many turtles die around the world because of this. In some parts of the world, they have done changes to some of the fishing nets, what we call a TED, or a turtle exclusion device, like a trapdoor from which turtles can swim out. Sri Lanka hasn't got to that stage of the change in fishery yet. So we do have turtle bycatch. It's unfortunate, but it's a fact. Dolphins and other animals also get caught in these nets. There is also targeted capture of turtles for meat and poaching of turtle eggs for consumption as well. This has been declining in Sri Lanka over the last 20, 30 years, but it still does happen. It's illegal. All turtles are protected in Sri Lanka, so you can actually end up in jail if you kill a turtle. But obviously, people do break laws everywhere in the world. So they do face a lot of challenges in the water. One of the problems on the beaches is that we've had rapid development, unplanned, unregulated kind of coastal urbanization. The southwest coast is also one of the areas with higher urbanization and higher population density in Sri Lanka. The west coast and the south coast, particularly the southwest, has very high population density. This beach, not so much developed, but if you go further south towards Hikkaduwa and Mirissa, it's very built up with resorts and hotels and stuff. So that also has an impact on turtles. They lose some of the beach vegetation that is there. They like to nest close to the vegetation, so people remove that vegetation, or sometimes for resorts they like to cut down the vegetation so that tourists can actually have a nice view of the ocean, but that comes at a cost, unfortunately. There's also coastal erosion, so some of these beaches have got eroded and they're much narrower, so some of the nests are vulnerable to getting washed into the sea after they nest as well. There's also an increase in kind of domestic dogs. I think something that people notice in Sri Lanka is there are a lot of stray dogs. So these dogs do like to dig up turtle nests and eat the eggs. They also prey on young turtle hatchlings that are hatching and heading out. In urban areas, because there is kind of improper solid waste management, there are also increases of populations of domestic, like urban crows, who also prey on young turtles. So they do face a lot of challenges. So there are a variety of conservation measures in place to try and kind of help these turtles and protect them from being, killed. And turtles are what we call kind of a migratory species. They come under a convention called the Convention on Migratory Species, to which many countries, including Sri Lanka, is a signatory. So we are obliged to protect these species because they also migrate across oceans or across national boundaries. So protecting a turtle here or protecting a turtle in India or Maldives has impact to turtle populations in other countries. Turtles that are born here, for example, will swim in the Indian Ocean. They might enter Maldives or Seychelles or even up to Indonesia. They have been tracked in research. You can put a satellite tracker on them, so when they're on the surface, it transmits a record, and you can track them. They've been known to swim thousands of kilometers. So you need a kind of a global concerted effort to protect these. You can't just protect one place and protect them. They're not just living in this place. So some of the measures that people do is, one is marine protected areas. I work primarily actually on marine protected area management. That is basically looking at critical habitats for turtles, whether it's nesting beaches or foraging or feeding habitats or nursery areas, which are then declared as a marine protected area, if it's a national park or a sanctuary, and you limit human activity and try to provide safe spaces for those turtles. Reduce the impact of fishing, so you have less fishing or regular fishing or no fishing, what we call a no-take area. There are turtle beaches, turtle nesting beaches, so Rakava Sanctuary in the southeast is a